I'm Nate Mims. My character's name is Ali. We're in the Shattuck School of Defense. I've been in Shattuck and performing at Renaissance fairs for 8 or 9, 10 years, something like that.
Well, I'm Eric Wissenberg, but on the stage I am Sasha Martinovic, also in the Shattuck School of Defense, and I've been doing this for 5, 6 years now.
You have a last name?
Yeah, I know.
I never knew that.
I thought of it.
That's nice. I
know.
like it.
It's useful for when you're having to give false last name to other people.
Ah, that makes sense.
But
I'm one of the owners of Shattuck now. It actually got started, this is Shattuck's 15th year in existence. It was started by Jason Tip Sword. He was a former member of the company. He had studied fencing his whole life and staged combat for a greater part of it as well. And he had been to Renaissance fairs with his parents as a child. So he wanted to create something where he could go to Ren fairs and maybe entertain audiences. So that's how Shattuck came to pass. He had a few friends who were interested as well, and they banded together. And it started with just one show that they would do again and again at all the fairs. And now we have 3 running shows that we do at different fairs, and we generally like to keep a 4th in the bag in case something happens, someone gets hurt or something breaks down. Sure.
well, the event itself is taking place on the Memorial Day weekend, so 26th, 27th, 28th of May. And each day it'll be open from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. If you want to get in, it's $10 if you're an adult, $6 if you can prove you're a child, and it's free if you can prove you're 5 years old or less. The kind of thing you'll expect is acts kind of like ours, nothing exactly like ours, but kind of like ours, doing performances. There's a juggling act we share a stage with called Kids with Fire. You can imagine how that goes.
Yep, they're a good act. Their half court will travel, will be there. It's like the medieval court for the period. There'll be a king and a queen of the fair. They'll be at the Joust. Joust Evolution is a very good jousting troupe that we've worked with at numerous events. Always very entertaining, Joust Evolution, so they'll be there. You can expect to see the court in the royal booth at the Joust, so they'll be watching the Joust as well. They'll award accolades to the winner. There'll be magicians around, different singing groups as well. It's generally all around good entertainment, lots of great food.
And a couple of live steel fighting troops. I know there's Brotherhood of Steel and is it Guardians of the Black Forest?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
And then you could also find Grey Wolf. There'll be a medieval blacksmith there who does blacksmith work as they would have done back in the medieval time period. So that's always interesting to watch as well, to watch him with the fire and the kiln and the pounding and the hammer and the swords. And all the blacksmith work that goes into making weapons and armor and things of that nature. So that's always really good demonstration as well.
And then there's the food. Oh, the food.
Oh, the food is right.
Well, there's Famous Amos and the stuff he pulls together, yeah.
Yep. Lots of barbecue, lots of turkey legs. There are always giant turkey legs at Renaissance fairs.
Kind of a staple of a fair.
It is a staple of the fair, yep. I reckon there might be stew trenchers. I don't know.
And if we're lucky, they'll still have the cheesecake on a stick.
Yes, cheesecake on a stick is always a plus.
Delicious.
There will be some Renaissance period food, like the turkey leg is primarily one, but then there's also more modern food as well. A lot of modern palates are not prepared for the antique food.
No. You'll always find me with a jug of Bud's root beer. I kind of live on this stuff at fairs.
Yep, it is homebrewed root beer. It is very delicious.
Hang on to your bottle. All I have to say.
Yep. You buy the bottle and then you can refill it for a discounted price. I'm not sure what the rate is for the refills.
Regardless of where you run into them.
Yep. One bottle can last you all season long.
It can last you several seasons.
Yeah, bring much money because you can spend a lot of it. There's plenty of jewelry at the fair that you can pick up. Handcrafted, most of it's handcrafted by the actual merchants who sell it. Necklaces, bracelets. There's usually someone there selling chainmail as well, so you can get like little armor pieces. There'll be weapon vendors. You can buy swords and knives.
Bows, spears.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is a piece-tied fair, so that means if you buy a sword, they'll tie it into sheaths so that you can't draw it and stab somebody at the fair. And if you bring weapons, then we do ask that they are piece-tied as well. Don't carry around a live sword if you're in act. Even performers won't carry our swords around the fair generally because we don't want to accidentally stab somebody or for someone to get hurt.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
The great thing about performing at Renaissance fairs that I've picked up over the last 10 years is that it's a community. It's a big family. Granted, there's some friendly rivalry that goes on. We always compare crowds, as a matter of fact, to see who had a larger crowd, or did you see it? Man, the size of your crowd was really good, so that's always nice. But it is rather friendly. Like I said, we are a big family as far as that goes. I don't know if there's any competition for us, though. We're like the WWE of Renaissance Fair performers, if you will.
Yeah, that's a very apt analogy.
Yes, I know. I've been making it for a while. I like it.
It's true.
I like it. Most 90% of performers will perform in the rain. There are pavilions, and they'll try to move everybody to those. So there's a big pavilion in the middle of the park, kind of, and then there's a big barn on the grounds as well. And so they'll move most of the acts inside so that the patrons can watch the shows and not get drenched thoroughly. Our act, due to the fact that we fight with quarterstaffs and swords and other big weapons, we don't really do so well inside.
No,
so
not really.
We'll be out fighting in the rain, I guess.
It gets muddy.
It does get muddy, and we get muddy.
You slow it down a little bit if it's slippery or...
We take
Sometimes.
precautions. We take precautions. We are more careful. We're careful always anyway. That's the most important part, is to be careful so no one gets hurt. We can all do this again next week.
Yep.
But we do take precautions when the weather is inclement. We don't want anyone to get hurt.
Are you guys from a martial arts background through Shattuck, or is that how you got into it?
Not really.
No, not
Most
really.
of us are. Most of the troop they're actors, so they come to. A lot of us come from different places.
Yep.
I have more of a sword fighting background, whereas I love sword fighting. That's what I like to do, and so I came to it through sword fighting. Some of us were actors. They came through it through the theater, just to pick up another part of the acting craft as far as stage combat goes. Some of us are just regular guys who had a friend who was in it and decided that looks interesting. I want to try it.
Well, I came in through the acting end of things, mostly because random happenstance ended up and I got an invitation to it, and I'm like, I've wanted to learn how to use a sword all of my life. This is an opportunity I don't want to miss. So I went in, tried out, got in, was asked to try out for Shattuck, and I jumped on that fast as I could, got in. I've
dislocated my hip and 3 of my lower lumbar and my back. I stabbed this kid with a sword.
Let's just say an inch to the left and an inch down, and it would have been a more memorable story.
Oh.
Yeah.
Would have made it unique. But we we've had a guy break a finger. Before I was in the troop, somebody had their head split open and be taken away in an ambulance. No matter how careful you are, sometimes things happen. And so we just try to minimize those when that happens. And you try to do the show. Oh, last year, man, I got my face busted open with the shield.
Wooden shield,
Yep.
face.
Right in the face. Caught a shield in the face. Broke my lip on the outside and the inside. Was bleeding for the rest of the day. It was awesome.
It's rather telling that our 10th anniversary shirt has instructions on how to turn that shirt into a tourniquet.
Yep. You can expect to see Shakespeare beaten to death and bloodied with a stick. You can expect to see fast action, very funny shows.
Romance, comedy, mauling of Shakespeare. Don't want to say much more because we might give away some of the plot of some of the shows.
Right, right.
You'll extract some Shakespearean stuff and do a kind of amalgamation and get the fights out of some of the big scenes or something?
Well, we
One of our standby shows is a 20-minute version of Romeo and Juliet.
yes, that never ceases to entertain. So,
We keep doing it and people keep liking it, so.
yeah. This is that show's 10th year too.
Oh, I'll be.
It started with me,
Nice.
and so yeah. Yep.
Which one of you is Juliet?
Oh, we would
neither
never
of
give
us.
that
This-
away.
This is Romeo. So he gets to deal with that.
Yeah, we'll never give that away.
No.
No, we expect to see everybody down there. We like to see a good turnout. Like I said, it's going to be a good time for everybody. Bring the kids if you got them. If you don't got them, bring your girlfriend. If you don't got one of them, just come down to the fair, and you might find one of those there too. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's things for people of all ages to do, and it's just generally an all-around good time.
Be prepared to have a good time, have good food, and watch people beat each other up for your amusement.
Yep, there'll definitely be things for the public to do there as far as games and the like, so they'll be able to take advantage of that as well as watching all the different shows that are going on. So there's plenty of interactive things for the public to do.